Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome. My name is Melissa Hosick, and I'm the Adult Programming Librarian at the East Brunswick Public Library. Thank you for coming out to our final Maker Month program for teens and adults, which is starting a YouTube channel with Doug. Actually, he's that way. So this event is sponsored by the Friends of the Library. You can learn more about them at ebpl.org/friends. And they do the book sales and sell t-shirts and everything all year long to support great programs like this. So we are excited to have Doug Seidel, who also happens to be at EBTV. So you may have seen him at some point around town. He is an Emmy-nominated producer, and he's used the GoPro on DIY Network's Lake Life, Man Caves, and Building Off the Grid. Thanks for coming, Doug.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm very excited to share some experiences about YouTube tonight. I am wearing my YouTube sweatshirt. I'm actually wearing my Man Caves t-shirt as well, with some of my background there. But yeah, I've been using YouTube for, I actually didn't look at the exact amount of time I've been using YouTube, but probably at least 15 years, 10 years, I don't know. But anyway, you all know what YouTube is, because if you're here, you're watching it probably through YouTube or a similar streaming service. But yeah, I figured tonight we would kind of go over, how to start one, and we'll go straight through all the steps to do that, and then I'll share a few tips on how to make videos stand out on YouTube a little bit more. With some of my producing and video work background, I can give you a few pointers there. But before I get into the actual steps here on the YouTube screen, I figured I mentioned that it's usually a good idea to have a few things figured out before you even start a YouTube page. Specifically in, I guess, what we'll call branding. If you're going to have a YouTube page, you're probably going to want a name for the YouTube channel. If you're just doing it, for yourself, your name could work. If you have a name for, like a production company name, that's my main YouTube channel, Justice Productions, because that's usually what I do work under if I do an outside video job from my regular 9-to-5 job. So my YouTube channel would be Justice Productions. You work through Google, so setting up a Gmail account is generally where you would start with that. And then, you also have profile pictures, cover pictures, similar to what you would have on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter. So having some pictures made or designed, or that you just have handy to be able to upload is usually a good idea, to have all of that stuff kind of pre-planned before you start your YouTube channel. But since it is a free account and there are some things that you can customize, you can always start a YouTube channel right off the bat and then come back and add all that stuff once you've figured that out as well. So open here on my screen is YouTube. It's starting up a YouTube account just through a Google account. So as you can see on the screen, it's just create your Google account. If you have a Google account already, you can just fill in the information for that Google account, and it should start your YouTube page. If you do not have a Gmail already and you want a Gmail, you can start that right here as well. So it does set you up right away to go into it. Google does make that stuff pretty easy after their 20, 25 years of doing YouTube. They've kind of figured that out. So I'm going to enter in a name. I'm going to use a slightly different version of my name because I already have a bunch of YouTube accounts under my name already. So I set up a account on Gmail just a little while ago. So you can see the various amount of saved YouTube channels that I already have. And I typed in the password. Okay, I guess because I already set that up, it's not going to take that. So we'll go here. Okay, so here we are. So this is what's going to come up right away once you start your YouTube page. You're on YouTube. I'm sure most of you have probably seen this before. Now, of course, everything on here is just to look at things, but that's not what's important for us right now. We're going to want to go more towards settings in here. So you can see all of your settings here. You can hop right in. This is mostly your Google account settings. So if you don't already have that set up to what you want, you can go through all of that. But we're going to focus more on videos. So we're going to want to go to our YouTube studio and create our channel. So take it a moment, and we now have a YouTube channel. You can obviously go through the learn more. It'll show, it's just going to show you a video on how to use YouTube. But that's what we're here for today. So I will lead you through it instead. Here's your channel dashboard. So this will look very different once you're logged in and have videos popping in and have been using it for a while. See if this one still has it up here. So this is my Justice Productions one. So you can see already some of the stuff looks very different. Here's some of your analytics that will pop up as you go. Give you some of the, your top videos, how many subscribers you have, how many views you've had in the last, month, some of your comments that you got coming in, your recent subscribers. And then, you can add a couple other panels in here if you want to add panels to your personal dashboard. But so this is our first spot. So here we can view our channel on YouTube. So you'll always be able to go from your studio back to your channel just by clicking on your logos, right here. So once we go to our channel, nothing's going to be here, of course. But this is where you start with everything, because you can customize your channel from here. And the customization is going to allow you to do, your profile pictures, your cover photo, your videos that you're going to post on here, your playlists, anything that you want on your page, you can do through here. So let's see, under your branding section, this is where you can upload your profile picture. So we'll just throw logo in here, pop, done. We can do our banner image, which I might not have one of these on here. No, I should have one on the desktop. We'll just use one of these for now. Through another page that I use. All right, now down here, you can upload a watermark. So a watermark is kind of like if you watch television and you see like ABC would have like their logo at the bottom corner of their screen. So this is kind of what in the television business, we kind of call it a bug. Watermark is more of a print term. But from here, you can upload just about any image. It has on their restrictions for size and stuff if they need it. But we'll use the same image. So now this is going to pop up at the bottom. And right here, you can see we can have it just come up at the end of the video. We can have it stay up for the entire video, or we can do a custom start. So we'll add it for now, just onto the entire video. So this is your branding. So this is where you get all that stuff to kind of look the same, just like you'd be doing on your Facebook page or any other social media. Once we hit publish, line goes across, it'll tell us we're saved, and then there we go. go to channel. So now our channel will start to look like a YouTube channel. There's our cover image, there's our profile picture, right? And then we can go back and customize it a little bit more. Basic information. This is all standard stuff. If you're doing any social media, you've probably used a bunch of this stuff. Channel name right here, you know, you can change it to whatever you want. Right, you can add a description. Now, this one's a big one here, changing your URL. Of course, no one's going to remember to write on a business card or type out your thing by saying, you know, youtube.com/channel/UCJ lowercase q 84. You know, you want something that's going to be along with your branding. The problem with YouTube is it's free, and so many people have started YouTube channels that they do have a requirement now that you have to have 100 subscribers before you can get a custom URL. It's not the hardest thing to get, but it's not the easiest thing to get either. 100 subscribers, the best way to get it is, you know, you can just copy this URL now. If you're using other social media sites, you can post it on there. You can share it through there. People will click on it and come back to here. You know, make sure you have various subscribes, you know, asking people for subscriptions. You know, send it to your friends and family first. Just get them to go on. You know, you can theoretically make 100 different Gmail accounts and YouTube accounts and, you know, make 100 subscriptions to yourself. I don't recommend that, but it's something that you could do. Since I run like 5 YouTube pages and you know, I have 5 to give, but you can always reach out to me. I'll give some contact information as we go along in here, and you know, reach out to me. You can send me a message. I'll give you a YouTube subscription, so you at least got one coming your way. Down here, we can add links, right? So if we want to add a link, here's our Facebook, right? Then we can just go to Facebook, copy, go back to here, paste it in. So now we'll have a link when you click on the about. That'll send us right to Facebook. Now you can also add your links to the banner. So that will add that link above right onto the banner. So we'll see that in a moment. You can add your email address. Self-explanatory. So we'll refresh, and now you can see here's our Facebook, right? So this will link right back to our Facebook from our YouTube cover page. So people can come to the channel. They want to know more information. You can send them wherever. If you have your own website, you can add that on there. You know, whatever social media that you have, you can add it to there, and it'll pop them right over there. So again, like I said, that's kind of branding and starting out our information. Now under layout here, we can add a trailer, which will be, you know, the kind of the first video that people see when they come to your page. It'll pop straight up right in the middle of the picture of the screen. So we have no videos right now, so we can't add anything to it. So let's go over that. Adding your first video to YouTube. Right up here in the top corner, right next to your logo, will be Create. This gives you 2 options. You can upload videos or you can go live. We're going to pick upload videos first. Now you have 2 different ways you can upload a video here. You can drag and drop just straight from your desktop, from a hard drive, SD card, wherever you have the file, you can bring it straight into here. Or you can, you know, old school, just select and find your video. So I've got one here. I've got a little time lapse of the snow that I recorded just a few months ago. So here we go. Your details. This is your title for your video. Time lapse of snow. You can add a description. Description is always a good idea because the more description that you have on there, the more likely someone might stay to watch the whole video. For a snow time lapse, it's pretty self-explanatory from the title. It's uploading. That's why we don't have any thumbnails here. But you already have your video link, so you can share this before the video is even fully uploaded. You can add it to a playlist. We haven't started one yet. And here is a new thing that's been added to YouTube within the last couple of years to help protect kids while they're on YouTube. You can mark this, yes, it's made for kids, or no, it's not made for kids. There are a few differences in it. I only recommend clicking yes, it's made for kids if the intention is that it's fully just made for children, because it limits you. If you're doing advertising, it's going to limit you on that. It's going to limit you on adding, like, you cannot add it to a playlist that has mixed videos. It's also going to change options as far as what you can link to it and what videos will automatically play after it. So it really is made, like, if you're making a Sesame Street like show, click yes, it's made for kids. If not, it's almost always safer to just go for no, it's not made for kids. It doesn't mean kids can't see it. It just means that if they're logged into a protected account, it's not going to show up to protect them. But this is going to give you a wider audience. You can go more advanced and restrict it to just over 18. If you are planning on doing the things that are allowed on YouTube that 18 or that under 18 shouldn't see, yeah, click restrict, please. So we can click next from here. This is going to bring up some end screen information and adding cards. So these are basically if you're going to add links to other videos. This is not something that you're probably going to do on your first video because you don't have any other videos. But as you get more videos on here, you can add things, right? So this is, adding a video, right? Right now, we can't do it because we don't have any other videos in here. If you have a playlist, you can link to the playlist. If you want to link to someone else's channel, right? Here's my other channel. We can link to that. You can add, here, check out this channel. Right, and then we can, we can view it and see it pop up. We can change how long it's up there for. Here's, here's where your cards would be. I don't think it's fully rendered in. Oh, here it is up here. Right, so here's your little spot to go to the the other channel. Same thing you can do with your various playlists, videos. You can change where you have that linked. Anywhere on there is fine. You can add in a card. The link is only for the Partners program. That used to be something that was very easy to add to your YouTube if you wanted links to something else. But now that is something that is only protected for partners, which is a whole nother thing that's very advanced YouTube stuff. I'm not a partner, so I can't give too much information on that, aside from that's where most people's goal is to go with their YouTube. So that starts off with our cards there. So we've added that. We'll go next. So this would, all right, so I was going to talk about this later, but I might as well talk about it now since it says it right here. Copyright. This is a big thing on YouTube. Copyright is, well, if you don't know what it is, it's basically to protect an artist's creation, because a lot of people are now monetizing stuff on YouTube. You know, there's advertisements on YouTube, and people steal other people's work all the time. So copyright goes towards a lot of things, and YouTube does have a lot of algorithms that will find something that is owned by someone else. Also, people can flag your video for using content that's not your own. Video clips, you can get away with some Creative Commons if they're short clips, and you're referencing them for something like in a documentary. Music is a beast of its own. And what I will say is, if you're making your own YouTube videos, you should look into getting your own music. As someone who is not great with making music, there are things that you can do. You can get licensed music that you have the license for, and YouTube will allow you to use. You can get royalty-free music. You can ask friends who have musical ability to make music for you and use their music with their permission. So there are ways to get around it. YouTube right now, for the most part, will not take your video down just for using music that is already copyrighted. If you are using music that is copyrighted, which I know a lot of people do, they will advertise on your video. So if it's a big song, and they allow you to use it, the record company will make the money off of the advertisements that play on your YouTube video. I believe that will negate your payments if you are monetizing your account. And you can, if you do get enough flags, like blocked videos and such, and you are monetizing your YouTube, you will lose the ability to monetize your YouTube. They will take that away from you. So copyright can get you into trouble that way. I'll show you an example of that later when we log into my original channel, because I do have some copyright claims in there from, just because when you get a license or a royalty-free library, they're still through a company, and people will still just take their music and put it up there. But I can dispute any of them, and YouTube will take it off. But because my account's not monetized, most of the time I just don't deal with it. I just leave it up there and let the company that I bought the music from just make a little extra cash, since I'm not making any money off the video anyway. But anyway, it'll come up here and it will tell you what copyright issues you have. It'll tell you the exact song. It'll tell you who the song is by. It'll give you all that information. And if it's blocked anywhere, it'll tell you where it's blocked, because you can be blocked in certain countries, but not America. You can be blocked in America, but not other countries. So your video can play other places because copyright is different in different lands. So next we come here to the visibility. So your three main selections here: private, unlisted, or public. There is a difference for each. Private is literally, you're pretty much the only person that can see it. Unlisted, you can send the link to people. They can see it, but only if they have the link. It's not searchable within YouTube. And then public is available. It's out there for the public. Everyone can see it. So as someone who does a lot of video work, I'm not sure if anyone here also or watching does video work. I use the unlisted selection a lot, because I will, when working with a client, I will have an edit that's probably not ready to be seen by everyone yet. But it's very easy for my client to watch the video on YouTube, instead of me sending like a Dropbox or a Google Drive file for them to download, watch, take their notes, then send me information on, to then have to download another copy of it, and wait through that whole process. Now I can upload it, wait for it to be processed, send them the message that here's your video, watch it, tell me what notes you have, and I'll adjust. I'll make my adjustments. So that it works great because no one else can see it, so it can't be found, and then I can delete it before it gets out anywhere. If it's good to go and the person likes it and it's going to be hosted through my channel, then I just change it from unlisted to public, and it's ready to go. Your other options here, you can set it instant premiere, which is just a little bit different than it going out regular. It just kind of gives it a premiere logo, like when you have your thumbnail and everything. You can schedule it to be launched at a specific time if you so choose. But for now, we will just go with public. Why not? And then we'll publish. So there's our first YouTube video. Right from here, you can share it on various sites right from here, Facebook and Twitter, to the biggest ones right there. But you have the link. So once you have the link, just click the little copy right there, and you can share it wherever. Send it in an email. Send any of your social sites that you have. If you have a website, you're ready to put that video out into the world. We are also able to then, yeah, there we go. Right. So now we can make this our trailer video. So going back into our customization, so now we have a trailer video. So this video is going to play whenever someone lands on our YouTube channel. We can then set a different video to play for subscribers than people finding our page, because depending on what you're doing, if you're making a small video that tells people about you, here's a little video, this is what Justice Productions is all about, blah blah blah. Your subscribers don't need to know that, so you can change that to something that's been most recently updated. Down here we can add, so right now we have 2 sections that are going to appear on our page, our uploads and short videos. We can add a section. You can do your popular uploads, so this is just going to be whatever's doing really good. You can add a live now if you're doing a lot of live stuff. Your past streams, your upcoming streams, so both of those can be added as a separate section on your YouTube channel. And then you can add playlists. So if you want to host other YouTube channels or videos on your page, you can do that by just creating a playlist. You're not going to get the views if you're looking for views, but it's a great way to kind of connect with other YouTube people. If you're starting out trying to be a YouTuber, making connections with other YouTubers is a great thing, and you have this ability now to take their video, add it to a playlist that's on your homepage on YouTube. So in a sense, you're connecting with them. You're giving them something. So hopefully they'll add your videos to theirs as well. Kind of a pat my back, I'll pat your back. So you can also do channels, like you can straight up feature their channels. If you've got partner channels or something like that, you can add all of that in here, right onto your YouTube page. So now we're updating the page, and what was ours? Here we go. Right, so boom, here we go. Here's our trailer video. Right, so that will play now every single time someone pops on the page. You can see our little watermark down here, right, with a little subscribe message there. Once we get to, I don't know, how far did we put it in? Like 13, 15 seconds. I think we put our little, yeah, there it is. So here's our channel art up here. So we added that right in here. Right, so that's some of the YouTube editing that you can include now. So here we go. I mean, this is, you know, pretty basic page, but it's a page. I am going to just quickly remove the banner image because I don't own that image. And then we're going to hop back over here and make sure we're logged into my other account, so I can start showing you some of the other things, since we went through how to upload, how to start the page. Now some of the other information we're going to look into, you know, here. Let me just close out a couple of these windows. We don't need them open right now. Oh, there's our library channel. All right, so here we go. We're going to go to the Justice Productions YouTube page. So you can see some of the difference on here. So here's one of my short films is going to play as, and when you come on here, here's my cover image, right? I've got justiceproductions.com put up on there, right? And then here's a variety of videos on my page. Here's my, you know, some of my 48-hour film challenge videos, a short promo for web series that never got finished. Here's some uploads, some behind the scenes of one of the last film we made, The Ghost. You know, so these are all playlists. They're all my own videos from various different categories, but you can see they're all added on here, right? And so now we want to go into Studio. So now Studio is going to, you know, this part we saw before. But now, since this is an account with videos in it, we can kind of look at some of the stuff that comes up once we have an active YouTube page. So here we go, content. All right, so this is where you'll see all the various stuff that I have in here. So you can see here's a bunch of videos that I did for a client last year around September for Rosh Hashanah. So these are all unlisted. These are a few re-edited 20th anniversary college films that I made that are unlisted. They're horror films. They will be, you're getting a sneak preview that they'll be coming out on my YouTube page come Halloween this year. But you can see a bunch of videos in here. I've got, you know, tons in here already. You know, but right here on your content page, it tells you, is it visible? Is it public? You know, do you have a copyright claim? When was it published? How many views do you have on the video? How many comments? Here's your likes and dislikes. So a lot of your information that you want to know, to track and improve your YouTubing is right here on the content page. From here, you can also check your playlists. So this is where you'll edit your playlists. Here you can add, you know, what videos are in here. This is going to take me straight through to here. So here's all of my videos in this playlist. I can grab and move them around. I can change the name of the playlist. I can add a description to the playlist. I can make it shuffle. I can share it. You know, I can add more videos to it. I can add people. You can actually add people to collaborate. So this is kind of a way that you can start off building an audience by working with other people that are also building YouTube page. You can collaborate with each other. You can add videos together. You know, might be something with friends. If you have a couple friends, you like to watch music videos on YouTube. You can both add to the same playlist, and then you're always looking and having fun through YouTube that way. Let's go back here. All right, so next, let's go through analytics a little bit. So the analytics, if you've done any social media work, this is a great way to track what you're doing. This is a great way to know who your audience is, and you're going to learn a lot of things in some cases that you don't want to know about your YouTube page. You know, I have not been as active on here because I haven't been doing as much side work or short films lately. Obviously, there's a pandemic. So in here, this straight up tells you right here. Here's how many views I've had. I've had 53 views without even doing anything on my YouTube really in the last year. But you can see what days you had stuff. How much watch time. Which days had the most watch time. Did I gain subscribers? Did I lose subscribers? Apparently, I lost one. If you're earning money, it's going to tell you your estimated, watch time per audience for that information. Here's our reach, right? All of this information is great for, building out and learning, right? If you want to know, if you're experimenting on here, you want to know everything. It tells you where are people coming from, what playlist is doing the best, what how are where are people clicking on next after your YouTube video, here impressions and how they led to the watch time, right? You're going to find out exactly how long people stayed on your YouTube video, right? Here it's going to tell you your top videos. It's going to tell you, it's so much information in here. It's going to tell you where your audience is coming from. You basically get your audience demographic. You're going to know that a ton of people are watching 2 seconds of your video and then are stopping. You're still getting 1,000 views on your YouTube page, but everyone stopped watching after 2 seconds. So you know that you've got something that's eye-catching that people are watching, but then they're tuning out once it starts. So you need to do something that's going to liven up the beginning of your video. You're seeing that everyone's dropping out of your videos after 5 minutes. So you stop making 20-minute long videos and you start making 5-minute videos. So this is going to lead you into what you should be changing about your videos, what you should be adding to your videos. This is a very important part of YouTube. If you're trying to engage with your audience and you're trying to build that channel. Yeah, I can spend all day going through each one, but as you get your videos, you're going to see this information and you're going to get more out of it the more time you spend in it. It's just the same social media warning you get everywhere. Just, be careful how much time, you're going to be spending on YouTube. You can easily get engulfed in it. You can easily lose yourself for a while on here. Especially if you're watching other videos to compare your videos to, or find out what works to find out how you want to add to your videos. And then from here, you've got your other stuff. You got your comments, so you can go through. You can, straight up see everyone who's commenting on here. So it's very easy to, instead of going to each individual video, you can just go right here. You can reply to them. You can like their comment. You can report their comment if they're using inappropriate stuff. All of that information is right there. You have subtitle information. You can actually upload subtitles to your projects if you're, if you're going more into advanced video making. You can make sidecar files that will upload along with your regular file to add subtitles. YouTube does have a automatically generated subtitle feature that you can just leave that on. You can change the language settings if English is not the primary language for the video. Here's your copyright claims. No, removal request. Sorry. Let's go through a copyright claim. So I'll show you what it kind of looks like. Here we go. We got one here. So this tells you right here, my video cannot be monetized because I have the collusion song from Video Copilot, which is a library that I paid for. So I can come right in here. I can dispute it. You have editing options just within YouTube itself. You can trim out the segment. So you can go right in and just cut out that segment that has that song. YouTube has its own music library built in. So this is a great resource if you don't have your own music. you can just mute the song. So if we click here for replace the song, all right, YouTube's going to load up. Here's a bunch of music that's built into it, right? Here, right on here, it shows you these 49 seconds. This is where I have my music in. So, you know, you can look for a song that's about the same, or, you know, we can add this, right? So here it is, and it comes right in, matches the same amount here on my video. Internet's running a little slow tonight, but you know, you have the option, you can play it back. This is, if anyone's a video editor, this should look very familiar because this is a timeline that you would have in Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, Avid, DaVinci Resolve, whatever you're using, Vegas, you know, even iMovie or Windows Movie Maker, you're still going to have a timeline that's very similar to this. You know, you have your play option. You know, the only difference right now with this video, because I didn't play it before, was that the music that I had in here is playing underneath dialogue. It's a behind the scenes video. It's a short little documentary on making a film. So if I replace the music in this one, I'm going to lose my music and my speaking. So that might not be what you want to do in this case. You know, in this case, if it's a documentary or a film, you might want to just go back into editing and change the music out. Or, you know, in this case, because it is a song that I have permission to use, I can dispute it. You know, here I gave credit to the copywriter. You know, I own a copy. Or they've changed this recently. This is a little bit more, but you know, you can go through this. No, it's just going to tell you that. All right. My dispute isn't based on it. These, right, here you go. Here's a couple different ones. I have permission on the license to use this. I have permission to use it. Right, and then, you know, here we go. We can get into, you know, this. You can upload your license agreement if you have a license agreement. So all of that is right in there. That's probably what I would want to do in this case, because I did pay for the music library. I do have permission to use it for all commercial and non-commercial uses. So there's no reason why I shouldn't just go through and dispute it for that. In some other cases, it may just be a small montage that's in the middle of something. So there is nothing just aside from music. So in that case, I would probably just replace it or mute it and just let the video speak for itself. You can also leave that section completely blank when you edit the video if you're editing, and then just add the music through YouTube. So you do have a lot of choices in that, and it's, you know, a pretty awesome thing that YouTube does that. Here's, you know, you can just go straight in here. This is their music library. You can go straight in here and just listen to it all. You know, listen, find the music that you want. They've got sound effects. You know, you can favorite ones if you want to use their stuff. So, you know, that takes away the difficulty of finding music, which, as someone that's been making short films for a long time and doing YouTube videos, this would have been amazing a few years ago and saved me tons of money. But, you know, now I've got 2 or 3 music libraries that I use that I paid for. So, you know, why wouldn't I use those? But if I can't find a song that I really want in there, I might find it for free right here on YouTube. So that's an awesome resource that YouTubers have now. So I think that goes through a good amount, you know, pretty quickly of setting up the channel and how to use the channel once you have the channel. I don't think I mentioned it before because we kind of skipped over it when we were uploading that one video. So let's go here under details for a video. So you do have, YouTube will make 3 different thumbnails for your video. That's going to show up as your main thumbnail when you share the video, once someone looks up the video. It's generally going to pull something that's kind of almost exactly in the middle of the video, and then something towards the later half and the earlier half of the video. It's completely random. It used to be that was your only choices. You got 3. So the only one that you were assured of what was going to hit was the exact middle part of your video. So when I first started on YouTube, the entire goal was to edit my video, and then the shot that I really wanted to be that main thumbnail would have to go in the middle of my video. So I would have to work my edit around that center point, which I think I just lost my camera. So let me just switch that real quick. So yeah, that was always a fun trick to go through and find a really good freeze frame for the middle of your video. But now YouTube allows you to upload a thumbnail, so you can go in, you can create a thumbnail. You know, you can see some of the trends if you're looking at other YouTube videos. You'll see you know, what people do, something that's flashy, you know, flashy colors, the title of it, you know, whatever you can find that's going to be a little bit more entertaining to look at and eye-catching. You can upload that as your thumbnail, so you have that option now. And then before, I think we were going through this, I didn't go through, well, because we didn't have playlists. So here's your playlist. You can add it to whatever playlist you want to add it to. We also have end screens available now. So this, you've probably seen, if you've watched YouTube videos, you've probably seen this pop up, you know, and it gives you a bunch of options. Here's your, you know, 1 video, 1 subscribe, different types of that. If you want 2 videos to pop up, but here you go. So this is it right here. You can allow it to pick, or, you know, we can pick the videos that we want to show up. So now they'll pop up there. You know, a lot of, if you're doing, you know, if you watch a lot of YouTube, you'll see a lot of people at the end will do like their, you know, little message to the audience. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and they'll point to somewhere because they know exactly where they're going to put that subscribe button right here. They might be right in the middle of the screen of these 2 right here, saying, you know, you can check out this video, or you can check out this video, and they're going to be right there. You know, we can discard the changes for now, and we went over cards. So those are. So I think that's YouTube in a nutshell is all this. So that's it's definitely a lot. I hope I didn't go too fast through that, but I did want to give some tips and stuff for your YouTube videos, stuff that can kind of help it stand out a little bit more. You know, one big thing as someone who is a video professional, the equipment that you use is definitely going to make your videos stand out. You know, YouTube is a lot there. You know, there's a lot of people on there. There's a lot of stuff that's not grade A material on there. So, you know, you want to stand out above that stuff. You know, obviously we all have phones nowadays that have incredible cameras, but they don't have great microphones. So remember this when you're doing your videos, because if you're doing a video that requires a lot of speaking, you might not get good sound just by recording it on your phone. Having a separate microphone or separate audio recorder and syncing up the sound afterwards, definitely a plus. You may have a Bluetooth headset with a microphone in it. That is usually a little bit better than your cell phone microphone. changing stuff up, having a single shot talking about something. Like if you watch an unboxing video, think about what's going to be more interesting with that unboxing video. Or if you're trying to sell yourself as the person, as an influencer, you're going to want to see yourself in it a little bit. You're probably going to start it off, talk a little bit about today we're going to unbox this cool new device that came in the mail, right? Then you might want to show that stuff. That was what we call B-roll. That is an important part of making a video look good and keep people interested in watching it. YouTube is very much a fast video world. You'll find some TED Talks that are just going to be one person up there talking. But you're also going to find tons of videos of people that just chop up, like it's me, it's the box, it's the person dropping, the box landing at the front door, it's the box opening up, it's the device coming out, it's all of that stuff cut together. So I mentioned a bunch of editing software before. If you're not an editor and if you're not looking to edit your videos, you can just record and do all the steps we just did, and you're on YouTube, you're there. To make it stand out a little bit more, I always recommend doing some post editing work. Whether it's adding titles, adding, just straight cuts, from one thing to the other, putting your B-roll over top of your main narration, adding credits if other people worked on the video. If you're doing short films, you're definitely doing editing. But whatever editing program you choose, use it to its fullest if you can. A couple things that I've used a lot lately to help some of my videos is templates. I'm a big Adobe editor. I like Premiere, I like After Effects. So I use a couple different sites to use templates, right? To save me time, right? You're editing, you don't want to spend all this time building a graphic for a single video that you're not going to use, that graphic again or anything. So here's a couple sites that you can find some of this stuff. So this is Digital Juice. Digital Juice has been around for a long time. Their store right here is full of templates and animations, titles. Here we go, lower thirds, right? Tons of them in here, and each one you can click on. There's right, I paused it. There's a little animation. Now I can go into my editing program, throw that in, and then add my text. And like I said, they've got tons here, Halloween themed, right? Oh, there's a fun little animation to it with my name at the bottom. So they've got tons of stuff in here. They've got stock footage, which you just go by the licensing terms for the sites. You sign up for it, you pay. They are almost all this stuff is going to be paid for. But in the long run, if you're doing a lot of work, it's worth it. This is another site that I use, Envato. This one's a little bit more involved than Digital Juice. It's a little bit, it's much more expensive, and has much more specific licensing terms. But you can see here, this is a full animation slideshow, so I can put my pictures into it. This is, I can mold this into a little intro for my video, put a little music behind it, replace every image on it with my own pictures, replace each text with my own text. Now I've got a cool little intro for my YouTube. And because so many people do stuff like this, you can just type in YouTube and you're going to get a bunch of templates for YouTube channel right there. It's got the logo. It's going to have, right, here's an animation. You put your picture in there, your name of your channel, subscribe, a couple little clips of your other videos. So all this stuff here is here for you to be able to use to enhance your YouTube page. Because of my Adobe subscription, I can also use Adobe Spark, right? And Spark is it's more for like social media posts, for mostly for just information and images. It's but they have slight animation. Um, so I should have one in here that I animated. So because it has animation, it downloads as a video. Yeah, right. So here, not much, right? But it's a little bit of animation to text, right? So I've got a little bit there. I can download it. MP4. I can then put it into any of my editing programs because it's a video, and I can go from there, right? So now I can add it into my video if I just want a little text opening or closing or something, you know, which is already included in my subscription. So those are a bunch of great sources there. Videoblocks is another similar to Envato and Digital Juice, and all that. I don't think I showed you in the Envato, but so here we're on the video templates. You've also got stock video. So this is going to be tons of clips. You know, if I'm talking about cooking, here we go. Here's a video of just a woman smiling and holding vegetables, right? You know, this is the type of stuff that you'll see, you know, sometimes incorporated in videos. If you watch Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he uses a lot of these type of images to do a joke. But you know, they have tons of different stuff in here, along with music, right? We talked about having licensed music, sound effects, and then if you're doing, you know, graphic templates. Oh, well, I don't need that. We're doing video. But here's how you make your thumbnails, right? You go into graphics templates, you find some different elements that you can replace your information on, right? Backgrounds, right? Oh, who knew I would need a background, or just a different font style, or something through here. You know, here's fonts, photos, you know, your stock photos. So like, you know, these sites are made to give you all the elements that you need to make videos faster, right? And look more professional because you're using professional elements to your videos, you know, which is almost as important as the content that you're putting in it in general, because people are only going to get pickier with what they want to watch on YouTube. You know, when everyone can do it, you know, as it goes by, the stuff that's not good is you know, there's reasons why that's going to get 5 views versus 100 views versus 1,000 views versus 1,000,000 views. You know, also, you know, just as tips for getting your videos out there, you know, you're going to have to share them. You're going to have to find places that are going to share them. If you're just looking to do like influencer style stuff, if you're looking to do just fun stuff and you want views on it, you've got to look at the trends that's going on, what's popular, you know. So speed is definitely a key in that, and having those separate tools in your tool belt is going to help. You know, if you know, if a celebrity is in the news because they did something and you've got an impression of that celebrity, you want to put it up there, but you don't want it to just be, you know, a single shot of you doing an impression because that's not interesting enough. Well, you know, now you've got a title that you can add into After Effects, type in your title for it, render that out, you know, put your video clip, marry them together. Boom, now you've got your video with something that's a little bit more eye-catching, and you've got the video done, and it's still within that time that it's still trending on Twitter, so you can share it. You know, if you're looking to do more in the realm of short film, you know, finding pages, finding, you know, spots to share your short film, or, you know, being able to share your short film with, you know, or clips of your short films with potential investors. You know, you can use that unlisted. If you want to share your short film with film festivals, sometimes you submit it as an unlisted video on YouTube. So, you know, you can do it that way. There are other sites like YouTube. Vimeo is probably the closest and second most popular one, but Vimeo is much more restricted to YouTube. YouTube, I mean, you can upload, terabytes of video files. I have a full YouTube page that's just a backup of my main YouTube page in case something happens, or I've got all my family videos unlisted on YouTube in case my hard drive crashes. They're all on YouTube, because once I click on details here, I can go click this little options and I can re-download the video at the original quality that I uploaded it to YouTube. So this is now cloud storage for my videos. So if you don't know what else you'd use YouTube for, just upload your videos, unlist them, and keep them as a cloud backup, right? YouTube has like an unlimited storage amount right now. So upload away. Well, here you've also got the promote here, which is mostly going to send you to your Google ads if you have Google ads, so that you can pay to have it pop up in more spots. Very similar to if you have a Facebook page or a professional Instagram, that you can basically do a paid ad so that your video gets more exposure and views. But on the free end, the easiest way to do it, here you go. Copy, go to your social media like Facebook, create post, paste the link, give it a few seconds. There's your video on YouTube. You can, then you can delete out that, and you can. Here we go. We'll make a full post. Right, there we go. And post. There we go. We shared a video. Or we will have once it finishes posting. There we go. Right. So there you go. That's your, and now your YouTube videos out there in another spot. It's just that easy once you have your YouTube all set up and ready to go. You can back out here. All right. So that's a lot of stuff there. I know I said, having a good camera, having a good mic. I think you saw the quality change once my external camera died and I switched back to my my built-in webcam. So you can just see the quality in that change. That's a big difference right there.
So we have 2 questions.
Okay.
And actually, I'm sending you something that you might want to pull up for the first question in the private chat. So you'll have the link, because someone had a question about all of monetization. You said you are not monetized, but if you could show that like a little bit, at least where they can get started. I know that on where you have now on your channel content, there's monetization on the side. But I also sent you the basics about, because it sounds like how to get monetized has changed a little bit. And I will include a link too. Yeah, it's called YouTube Partner Program, as you had mentioned. I did send you the link to that. So this person, but can you explain a little bit about at least show them where to go to get started? And I know that there are some limitations, so I'm going to share that link as well.
Yes. Yeah. So we've got the monetization down here. So you can see this is going to tell you straight out when you're eligible. You can click here to learn more about it. You can read straight through their policies. You can see here I do meet the requirement for subscribers. I have over 1,000, but right now I need 4,000 watch hours before I am eligible. That is an insane change that YouTube did. not that long ago. I think this is only maybe a few years that they've done that. But that's a lot of viewing hours. It's that's especially when you're making videos that are only a few minutes long. That you have to be getting a lot of people watching your videos. So this is you can see the gauge is for mine is very low right now. It's because they've changed that. I could have been eligible years ago when I was doing a little bit more, but I didn't pursue it. But I probably should have, had I had the foresight that YouTube was going to make it harder. I probably could have gotten grandfathered into that. But this is where you would do it. You would do it under the monetization here. You probably would then have to set up an account with Google Ads, or I think it's Google Ads, so that you would be able to link the advertisements that are coming in through Google with your YouTube page. And then from there, you do have the options for where with advertisements. If you want if you've watched YouTube videos and don't have a paid account, when you click on the video, it'll play an ad in the beginning. So and then you have the option to put the little ad that's at the bottom of the screen during the video. And then I think you still have the option that ad will play at the end of the video. So if you're really looking to monetize a lot, you can add all three. If you're just looking to do a little bit and not, potentially annoy people that are watching it because it's too much, you can just do the ad at the beginning. You can just do the ad at the bottom. I know Google Ads stuff in general has done a lot of changes too. So, for instance, like right now, without me being eligible, there's nothing to stop me from saying, going to a local business and saying, hey, look, I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I get a bunch of people that follow me on YouTube or watch my video. Do you want to pay me $20 to mention the name of your pizza shop in my video? I can do that. They'll pay me $20. I'll mention their name on the YouTube video, maybe send them a link to it, and I get money through that. I don't know how it works on video now, but I know like if I'm doing outside advertisements that I'm selling for like on my website, Google Ads will not also advertise on your website because they don't want to. I guess they want to be the only ad spot on there, right? So they don't want to be competing with someone else or splitting costs or anything like that. So that may happen as well in videos, just to be aware of that. If you are looking to monetize your YouTube videos and do sponsorships, that there could be a little fickle thing. I would definitely make sure to look that up in the agreement when you do it with YouTube before clicking that. I agree.
So yeah, so I put a link in the chat to the YouTube partnership program. It talks about those minimum requirements, and then there's a lot of things once you're eligible. So I definitely check that out. And actually, Infinity Piano has a channel called Infinity Piano. I'm sure you're shocked by that, Doug. And they want to know about. So I'm guessing she plays on her channel. We can follow it if you want to. Can you play a song yourself on an instrument, a song composed by another? So I think this is going to the copyright thing. And I usually think it's regarding like the actual original recording of something where the challenges are, right?
Yes and no. So YouTube's algorithm is going to look for the music. I don't know 100% how their algorithm works. I'm sure it's a very complicated procedure to that, but they may flag you for a copyright because it is another composer has done it. Now, for things like classical music, you're not going to come across that because it's all open domain. It's public domain information. The artists have been deceased for so long, no one is claiming money off of their work. If you're doing Happy Birthday, something like that, it's going to be okay. Like I said before, if it is something that's owned by someone else, for the most part, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get the little thing that says copyright claim. You can try to go in through and dispute it. As someone who doesn't do music, I don't know I have never had to go through that before for that specific reason. But it may just give you a, the artist who performed this is just going to put an ad on your video. You just won't be able to monetize that video. If you're just looking to, share your music and not monetize it, you have nothing to worry about with that. You can go ahead and do that. There are tons of videos that people do that, between cover bands and piano performances, violins, cellos, stuff like that. And then there's tons of people whose whole YouTube gimmick is that they redo something that's popular in just a different style, video game music or big movie music, or taking a rap song and turning it into a classical piano theme. So you may not get flagged for it because it may be different enough from it. They may be looking more towards a recording. It may also depend on the artist or composer that you're doing the video of, that how strict they put their information into YouTube. But I think for the most part, it's going to look for the actual recording. It's going to try to match the actual recording. So if you're really close to it, or if you're using for a piano, you probably won't come across the same problem unless you're playing the exact notes the exact same way as the pianist that you're doing the song to. Like we recently did a video at work with like an operatic singer, and his singing probably wouldn't have brought it, but he was using background tracks, and those are like karaoke style background tracks. So those would come up with the copyright flag.
Okay, yeah. So that's definitely into a different area, and maybe there might be some really good YouTube channels out there. I'll see if we can link you. If you want to email us, maybe I can try to link you to someone, a channel that might have some information. So I've asked, if anyone has any questions. Oh, so we have Maria says, very informative. Thank you. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
coming, Maria. So I think I'll wait a little bit longer, but Doug, thank you so much for spending your time. You do great things at EBTV, so people may have not realized they've seen your work before, but is there any projects that you're working on that you want to share, or while we have some people here, about kind of what you do?
Sure. Well, I know Melissa mentioned very early on that I am Emmy nominated, so I have been working in television and video for a long time. If you feel like you want to watch the show that I got an Emmy nomination for, I think you can find it in Google Play, probably Amazon. It was a television show called Lake Life. It was on the DIY network. It's basically, it's DIY network. So it was a construction show. It was about people building, but it's this cool family in, just outside of Peoria, Illinois. They're very tight family. And it's kind of like the brothers' business. But all their sisters, their in-laws, their parents all get involved in the show. And so it's kind of a lifestyle and construction show. But I was a field producer and camera operator for the show. In the second season, we got nominated for Best Lifestyle Series. We lost to Flea Market Flip. But yeah, so you can always check that out. If you can find Man Cave's episodes, you can check those out. I did the last 7 seasons of that show and various different jobs. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, you can check out my YouTube channel. I know I shared it on the screen before. I don't know if anyone caught the address for it, but you can check it out. It's just youtube.com. It's not on here. I think it's just JProd LLC. But we'll check under the customization and see.
I will add it. I will add a link. JProd LLC. Yep.
Sorry. It is Justice Productions. I was able to get Justice Productions on. So it's youtube.com/Justice Productions. You can check out some of my short films that I've been doing for years. I've done A lot of them you'll see are film contests and challenges. I do a lot of the 48-hour film contests where you have to write, shoot, edit, and hand in a film in 48 hours. We've won a few awards with some of our films there, and the Project 21 film contest. For anyone that's interested in filmmaking, when when they come back and do another Project 21, it's a great contest because they give you 21 days to write, shoot, edit a film. So it's a good amount of time to put together something that's decent. It's run by a great nonprofit organization that's all about just getting independent film makers out there and sharing their work. I've won numerous awards there, specifically in the marketing, which goes to a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that you'll see on my YouTube channel, because I did a lot of those.
Well, see, you keep busy. So, Mary, thank you so much for coming and watching as well.
Thank you.
So, Doug, thank you for your time. I put a link to your channel in the chat, and this will be archived here on YouTube, so people can totally watch if they weren't able to make it this evening. So, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Doug. And I hope that you're inspired to start up a YouTube channel. If you have any questions, I can link you to Doug as well. So, thank you, everyone, for coming, and have a great evening. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.